Oh, it's barking by itself. I wasn't doing anything.
The Tourette's has kicked in.
Even the devil is like, whoa, chill, bro.
Police.
Cheap. The police are wondering who.
What was it? I thought I heard something.
Autophiles, I think we have to scream a bit.
We're in an AMG C63 S Edition 1. It's a V8 for Immortan Joe.
Oh, Immortan Joe. What's your first impression?
So you know you have the M3. That basically sums it up. That's what we have now. It's not an M3, it's the Mercedes answer to the M3.
Yeah, it's a Mercedes answer to the M3. You plonk the biggest engine you can find, tune it up to the max, put it into the one of the smallest Mercedes chassis you can find, and set it loose on the road.
So it's a 4-litre V8
Biturbo, producing what, 700 Newton meter of torque
and 510 horsepower.
Oh,
all to the rear wheels.
0.1 second faster than the M3. But a lot more horsepower and a lot more torque.
Yeah, man. It's insane the amount of torque that they put in this. I've been hearing a lot about this car. When I first saw it and when I first drove it, I thought this is what a Mercedes answer to BMW would be. Which is louder, more of everything, more bonkers.
In every single sense. This car is absolutely unnecessary. It's just crazy.
I tried to drive it in a civilized manner in comfort mode.
Like how Malaysian ought to drive.
Tak boleh.
That is crazy. Actually,
can a bit.
There is, I mean, the drive characteristics is possible, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think we'll talk about it more in details after.
Okay.
But there are things in this car that refuse to cooperate when you want to be a gentleman.
I felt it was more of everything, both in a good way and a bad way. In a good way because knowing Mercedes, they'll price it a bit cheaper than the M3, which they did. But also knowing Mercedes, they will put stickers on it.
I noticed stickers all over the car, right? I'm thinking, well, what if you ding your front and you have to repaint it? My stickers! I have never seen grown men say things like that. It is so childish. Ayo, I tell you. But my first impression is just stepping on it and the car was barking and snarking and growling all the way. And he wasn't even doing fast, he was just, stopping and running away. It was just so ungentlemanly, it is so ruthless, it is so crude, it is so fucking raw. A man possessed by the devil who's speaking in tongue and then suffering from Tourette's at the same time.
Especially when you go into Sport Plus mode.
Sport Plus, yeah.
And every little touch,
it will bark for no reason.
Every input or lack of input.
You'll be cruising down the road, go, put his dog down, yo. Put it down, it's sick. If you think you're driving a C-Class that shares this chassis, you don't, brother. I think we're talking about performance. It is so balanced, yeah. You don't feel front heavy. You want to know what's the feature of Mercedes driving experience? It's called nose heavy. Every Mercedes is nose heavy. And this car has a V8, a freaking V8 sit plonked in the front, half in front of the front wheel. And yet, I don't feel the car is not balanced. It is so neutral. You don't know where the weight is.
It's not a sleeper.
It's not. It's shouting all the time. Yeah.
But it can keep up with anything on the road.
It does.
It's crazy. Like if there's a supercar going on the road, you will beat the supercar.
You will chase down the supercar and teach it a lesson because it's easier to drive. And it's smaller, so it's a tighter package. You can throw it around. Oh my goodness. This is bad. Wow, you heard that? I think we should talk a bit about the speed. I mean, we all say it's brutal at what, 0 to 100 4 seconds.
4 seconds. And by the time you're there, you're already 150.
Sorry.
But on the negative side, because it performs so well, it is not very civilized.
It's not. We try to drive it in a civilized manner, like how Malaysian ought to drive.
You keep saying that.
But the car refused to cooperate on many instances. For example, the engine and the engine noise. It's not so much an engine, an exhaust noise. It barks, and you can't start this car in the middle of the night expecting it not to wake up the neighbor. It will.
If you want to sneak out, you press the button.
Oh. All the doors will start barking also.
The suspension, all the panels in here are going through just a lot of hell.
Yeah.
Every bump you go over, you hear all the plastics just rubbing against each other.
Oh, look at that, look at the way it's jumping. You can feel it, you can feel it, you can feel it. I'm going as slow as I can. Everything, look at the screen is shaking. Everything is shaking. Oh,
It
man.
feels like there's a T-Rex walking behind you.
A lot of these panels, they do share with the standard C-Class, I presume. Like this panel, maybe they have different trim, you have red color, inserts and whatnot.
Yeah, carbon fibers.
However, a lot of these panels are still the same. Some of the plastic at the bottom is still a C-Class. Some of the things that cover the consoles are still found in the C-Class. And therein lies the problem. Standard Mercedes are not put through the kind of torture that this car is put through. For example, no matter what your best setting in your most comfortable setting in your suspension is still harsher than most sports car I've driven. It is harsher than most coupes. This is proper supercar level. So we're talking about quite extreme level of suspension setting. The panels, the body, the chassis are put through a lot of torture, a lot of twisting, a lot of vibration. I can foresee that these panels will start squeaking very fast. And in fact, this one do squeak quite a lot.
Just don't expect it to last like a regular C-Class.
You will have a lot of problem, I can foresee it. You'll be changing your tyre every 6 months if you're lucky. The stability control is very interruptive. I haven't put it to race, let's see.
You sure you want to do that?
Oh my goodness! Oh, that was good. If you want to have fun in this car, put it into race. So summary, power is crazy. Handling is surprisingly neutral.
It's too powerful to be everyday fun.
If you are having fun in this car, you are sweating.
You need some skill to drive this car fast.
You need a bit of skill. And you need a lot of caution. You don't put this car in the hand of a person who's driven for a few years.
And that's the weird thing about this car, because it kind of appeals to a younger
boy.
Yeah, the boys and all that. And then you go and give them 700 Newton meters to play with. So you have to put like a nanny device inside.
This car, if you put it in the race mode and you step on it, the rear will come off automatically straight away. Oh my goodness! Okay, so looks.
I need to my have shrunken into my body. It's a weird mixture. The body kit looks actually relatively tame to me.
It's not over the top. In fact, the mouth it looks like a current generation standard. It's just like
a little bit of a
there's a bit of a frown, a bit more aggressive.
The headlights also look slightly more
we
aggressive.
can talk about it. Okay, so the headlights is different, is it?
Our reference picture is right there.
So the headlight cluster is a bit different. Overall, actually, it's very tame.
There's no big spoiler at the back. There's no stance life kind of thing.
No. I have to give a warning though. This car is so filled with stickers. It looks like a boy's wet dream come true. It has stickers everywhere.
Yeah, that is my complaint. I think it's an edition 1 thing. You bought it first before anyone else, so you get some stickers.
Let's say I'm in my 30s, which I am, and I have the money to spend 700 over 1,000 to buy a car like this. I may remove the stickers straight away.
Or you may just get a C63S regular
one, without the stickers.
Interior, I'm not a big fan of this red colored carbon thing. The car just is designed to look so elegant that when you put carbon fiber, it looks like a boy's wet dream.
I suppose if the color outside is a little bit more childish or racy, maybe we're talking about flat yellow or flat red, then it
might make sense to come in here and see colors. The thing is, the car we got is silver.
It
looks so civilized, so mature on the outside.
So sensible. Right? And then you stick stickers on it with red stripes here and there. It's confusing. I didn't like the color scheme. I didn't like the interior as well. I never liked this C-Class interior.
Value.
Yeah.
What do we compare this car?
I don't know.
700,000.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
Value for money, it is not bad. Because first of all, they priced it cheaper than M3, and it has more things than M3. Outspec an M3, out everything an M3 An M3 is an inherently more desirable car because it has real heritage, it's iconic car and all that. But I think value for money, you're getting what you pay for. You are getting supercar level performance in a price tag that is half of what supercar will cost.
Correct.
And you can kind of squeeze children at the back.
If your only reason for buying a car like this is because you can't own a 2-door car anymore, you have to bring your kids around. Actually, that's a horrible reason.
Buy 2 cars.
Buy 2 cars.
This one for the family, one for yourself.
Your child will have problem with the hearing.
Your whole family will have bone problem.
I know.
The excitement we have for this car. Because you're driving it for what, half an hour, 1 hour. I'm driving it for the weekend. So the biggest concern I have is I have to fill up at least twice full tank. I think for a weekend it's fine But
daily
if you drive this car in a daily and you think this is a 4-seater that can fulfill all your needs, no,
it's not.
If you're a professional or semi-professional race driver and you want something for the weekend, then maybe this one. Of course, there are more pure options. You get a 911, get a Cayman S.
You're right. I mean, but for that money, you can't yet afford a 911 turbo, you know. But you don't get this kind of visceral,
actually.
this kind of rawness. But then again, by the time you can afford, you know, $1 million, chances are, you know, you can't afford that rawness anymore. Well, if you have the money, by all means, man. It's a lovely car. It's raw. It's brutal. It is angry. And at Autophiles, we love it. Wonder whether we'll get to try the M3.
Don't count on it.
Autophiles, signing out. Is there a possibility to lock the race mode? Because I wouldn't put this in my son's hand. Knowing myself, what kind of I went through, I wouldn't dare put this in my son's hand.
I guess just lock the key in your house.
My daddy's car, not touching it. Problem is, daddy is not going to be comfortable in such a small car.
Yeah, actually, if daddy buys this, you know, something is up.
Yeah. Oh, daddy's out looking for women!
Cannot, he start the unit, brah.
You see? Oh, defeat the purpose, man.